Video live stream is up. It is. Good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show video live stream. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's Thursday, October 9th, 2025, 7 a.m. our time right now. If you're watching on the recording, sorry, it's not that time anymore. We're here with our special guest. Chuck Jager is here. He's with the Morton House Museum in Benton Harbor. And the Morton House Museum is, you say it's the home of Benton Harbor history.
Yeah, so a little play on words.
Pull that a little closer to you if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, the Morton House is an actual home of 3 generations of the Morton family, kind of some of the really important people in the history of Benton Harbor, but also it's the place where we hope people can go to for their history of the city of Benton Harbor. And it's a fascinating history. So we love to tell those stories.
I love that. And we drove by it. Stephanie and I we went out to the airport for the fly-in, my son as well, Samuel, on Saturday. And on our way back, I made a point to drive by the museum just because it's such a beautiful house.
Yeah, it is a great house.
And a beautiful situation. It's right there on the hill.
Yep. Yeah, we overlook downtown and it's a great spot.
Do you have pictures there of what the landscape looked like when it was being lived in by one of those 3 generations?
We do. We have some old pictures of the house before the pillars were on there. It was kind of a simple farmhouse, and then got some great pictures just kind of from the house looking over downtown. So you can kind of see what downtown Benton Harbor was back in the 1800s.
I'll have to come by and see those.
Yeah.
So when did the pillars get put on? I'm just curious.
Yeah, the house was kind of a major renovation in 1912. Stanley Morton made a lot of money on the Graham and Morton Steamship Company, and they kind of gussied up the place. New pillars, woodwork, decorative flooring, indoor lighting, stained glass. And so when you come, you kind of see the 1912 version of the house. Yeah. There's some hints at 1849, but
Okay. Very nice. Well, Chuck Jager is the executive director of the Morton House Museum, and he's here this morning to talk about a whole bunch of fun stuff, including one of my favorites, tricks, treats, and trivia.
Yeah.
And chili. A chili dinner fundraiser.
It's a great fall Halloween kind of event. So
that's coming up Saturday, October 18th. 6 to 8 p.m. at the Morton House Museum. We'll get more detail on that. I love that you put in here that you're going to have at least 5 different types of award-winning chili, or at least award-winning chili and 5 different types. Are they all going to be award-winning chili?
So
let's truth in advertising here.
One is certified award-winning.
Oh, okay.
One of our board members, Anna Krajecki, she won the North Berrien Historical Museum chili cook-off last year.
Really?
And so she's going to bring her award-winning chili.
Have you tried it?
I have not, because I missed last year. But,
all right.
So
I was going to ask, what's the secret? What is it?
And to win that award, it's people's choice. You vote for the chili that you like the best. So it's not judges; it's the people who did. So a wide variety of people awarded that prize to Anna.
I like
her chili. So
I like that a lot. Speaking of chilly, it is chilly outside. We've got clear skies. Can we get a weather check from you? What's it like outside? Do you have any frost in your area?
No frost. Okay. Yep. Just cooler than we've been used to, but fall is finally here, I think.
Thank goodness. Yeah. Man, it was getting warm. I was getting cranky.
Yeah. My wife and I were in the UP this past weekend, and it was summer there. It was 80s.
Oh,
so
are the leaves turning up there?
Yeah, we were a little early for the peak, but it was still pretty good.
I bet it was nice.
It was nice.
Okay.
But it was t-shirt weather.
That's amazing. 7:04, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Chuck Jager is going to be with us this hour talking about all kinds of fun stuff, including Benton Harbor history. He's the executive director for Morton House Museum. We've got news to talk about in just a moment, and weather and sports. It's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning.
We're prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show for Thursday, October 9th, 2025, 7:05 a.m. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate having you here on the WSJM Morning Show. My guest this hour, who we'll talk with in just a few moments, is Chuck Jager. He is the executive director for the Morton House Museum, the home of Benton Harbor history. And we're going to talk about tricks, treats, and trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser that they have coming up on Saturday, October 18th. You can take part in. They've got award-winning chili, which I'm very curious about. They also have different types of chili. And I think you noted in here, including vegetarian chilies. Did you do that for me?
We did, yeah. We want to make sure that. Yep.
You can just say that. That's fine. No, so, I mean, that is going to be a lot of fun. Chili, tricks, treats, trivia. We'll talk about that in a few moments. We'll also talk about some different interesting aspects of Benton Harbor history. Was Benton Harbor a stop on the Underground Railroad? Did St. Joseph and Benton Harbor merge or think about merging at some point? We'll talk about walnuts. All kinds of fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in just a moment. We've got to get to some news, but first let's take a quick look at the weather forecast for today. There may be some patchy frost out there. I don't think it got cold enough for the frost really to form. It's got to be somewhere around 36, 37 degrees. But right now we've got mostly sunny skies in the forecast. The high today should be somewhere around 65 degrees, looking more like a high of 63 for Benton Harbor, maybe 62 for St. Joseph. And then winds just light out of the east, about 5 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear. Patchy frost is possible again this evening, although the low is supposed to only get down to 38 degrees. Southeast winds 5 miles per hour. Friday's forecast, partly sunny. A slight chance of rain late in the day on Friday. A high around 67 degrees. Wind gusts out of the south, maybe up to 20 miles per hour. Saturday and Sunday, let's look at your weekend forecast. Saturday, partly sunny, a 20% chance of showers, a high around 65 and a low of 48. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 68 degrees with a low of 44 degrees. Some of the news from the WSJM newsroom. We were talking about this last hour. Several emergency agencies from around the area responding to a house fire yesterday afternoon in the 500 block of Archer Avenue in St. Joseph. That fire reported just after 4 p.m. The residence became, unfortunately, a total loss as flames engulfed all levels of that two-story home at 542 Archer Avenue. The fire was contained to that one residence. Nearby homes looked to suffer, if anything, only minor damages. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire under investigation. That's my neighborhood. You heard about it. You heard about the fire as well.
I did, yeah. I'm in the Lions Club, and one of the Lions Club guys, I think, lives right next door. So hopefully not too much damage for his house. Yeah, heartbreaking for the homeowner there. Thank goodness and no injuries reported. And I got to tell you, I mean, the fire crews, the house was blazing. Flames were coming out of the basement area. They were way far advanced on the back of the house. Flames flying out of the top of the two-story home as well. And at the same time, the firefighters are going inside to do what they're trained to do, knock it down. Wow. Going in at the right time. And so hats off to all the first responders that were there. You had St. Joseph, Benton Harbor, Benton Township, Lincoln Township, Medic One was there as well. And so hats off to the first responders for acting quickly. Because, I mean, St. Joseph, like many cities, towns around, the houses are very close to each other. Right. And that street is a good example. Example of that. And we were standing across the street, could still feel the heat. If you watch the video that I posted on WSJM's webpage, you can hear the crackle of the fire, feel the heat. And I'm sorry if I still smell like smoke. Yeah. So anyway, so again, the bright light out of there it wasn't more significant damage and no injuries reported. 89-year-old Lake Township woman has died following a two-vehicle crash Wednesday morning on Red Arrow Highway. Police say she was taken by ambulance to Corwell Health in St. Joe, where she was pronounced dead. 3 others were also treated with injuries ranging from minor to moderate. The cause of that crash still under investigation. With a lawsuit now filed by the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association against the state's new 24% wholesale tax on marijuana products, retailers in Southwest Michigan are bracing for a fight. We checked in with Richard Planger, the founder of Crew Cannabis in Benton Township, who tells us
He thinks the tax strikes a fledgling industry at the very wrong time. Planger says the new tax could be viewed as overreach, especially considering it was passed at the last minute after state lawmakers failed to meet their budget deadline. He says he thinks that the tax will drive up prices for consumers, sending those from out of state to back home.
A lot of the folks, especially in our area, they come here because the products are better and the price point is cheaper. But with this tax, and again, we're assuming most of it is Illinois, Chicagoland, it'll now kind of offset. So they're like, well, why do I drive an hour and a half away?
Planger also thinks the tax will be a boon to the black market, which was what always existed before Michigan voters chose to legalize marijuana in 2018.
Not only are we outpricing and losing the out-of-state customer, but the folks here in-state will probably go back.
Planger says if it's legal for anyone to grow their own pot, then it stands to reason people will just buy it from those who grow it themselves. He says that happened in California, which just paused a marijuana tax hike for that very reason. He doesn't have a position on the new lawsuit yet, telling us he needs to know more about it, but he says he's not a supporter of that tax. South Haven residents are invited to provide input on new affordable housing at the former Overton site, with public sessions planned in the coming weeks. WSJM's Andrew Green has this story.
We've previously reported the Dwelling Place out of Grand Rapids is planning to develop an apartment building, duplexes, and single-family homes on the 5.5-acre parcel at 229 Elkenberg Street. The city of South Haven is now teaming up with the Dwelling Place for a series of community engagement sessions to gather feedback as it prepares to submit paperwork to the state. City leaders say the sessions will give the community an opportunity to help shape the design and direction of the proposed project. Each session will be held twice, once in the afternoon and once in the evening, to make it easier for everyone to attend. All meetings will take place at the Northside Marina Clubhouse on Black River Street. They'll be on October 20th, November 3rd, and November 17th. We have the full schedule at our website. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
And finally, November 4th, there's an election for St. Joseph City Commission. It's coming up next month, and perhaps the biggest issue will be paid parking after the city's unpopular rollout of a paid parking program downtown back in May and its later suspension. We've chatted with all 6 candidates to learn their positions on the issue. Candidate Tom Jennings told us he was sad to see the lack of civility directed at city commissions during the debate of that issue.
Sometimes you're better off not doing anything than doing something wrong. So easy for me to say, I wasn't involved in those decisions. I'm not on the commission. So I have immunity in that regard, but I could have told them that it wasn't going to work.
Commissioner Michael Sorolla, who is running for re-election, says it's clear that more review is needed.
I think the pushback was more significant than anybody really could have anticipated. So it was paused, suspended for the season. Its future yet to be determined.
The election will be on November 4th. 3 of the 6 candidates will be elected to the City Commission. If you want the views of all 6 candidates, we've collected them all into one story, and that's posted right now at WSJM.com. It's 7:13. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. My special guest this hour, let's say hello to Chuck Jager, who is the executive director of the Morton House Museum. Good morning, sir. It's good to see you again.
Good morning, Ken. Always a good day to talk about history.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's we'll talk about history. Let's open the discussion right now. You've got a special event coming up, and then we'll get to sports here on the radio, and we'll continue on the video live stream. But you have a special event coming up on Saturday, October 18th. Tell people what's coming up.
Yeah, so this is Tricks, Treats, and Trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser. We've been doing this for several years, and it's been a great event. We have a number of award-winning chilies, veggie, and we have white chicken chili, potato chili, all kinds of stuff, some chili mac. And then all the fixings. For me, you got to have Fritos.
Oh yeah, cream. Fritos on your chili.
Yep. Oh. And then some also some nice treats. So some Halloween themed desserts. I know we have a chocolate pretzel spider web kind of thing coming. And
a chocolate pretzel spider web. How do you do that? I'm envisioning you take the little pretzel sticks, the straight sticks. Take the little sticks, throw them on a cookie sheet, and then dump chocolate over the top of it and call it a spider web.
I think it'll be much more well designed than that.
Fine. So, all right.
Yeah. We have witch's fingers, swamp salad, all kinds of great treats. And then we'll do some Halloween themed trivia, which will be a fun thing. And it's been a great night. Last year, the event, right in the middle of the event, we had thunder and lightning. Which it was a great mood. People loved it. And so I can promise thunder and lightning again this year. It might be artificial, but
very nice.
So
very nice.
It's great in an old house, little Halloween event, kind of warm, cozy, have some great chili, have some fun. It's a great event. So Saturday, October 18.
Saturday, October 18. It's Tricks, Treats, and Trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser. And it's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. at the Morton House. That's at 501 Territorial, $20 per person. And again, as you mentioned, Chuck, award-winning chili, 5 different types, including a vegetarian option. I appreciate that.
And vegetarian, yep.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite kind of chili yourself?
I do like the white chicken chili.
Oh, really?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Is that
I like them all. So, but I like the white chicken chili.
Have you ever tried Cincinnati chili?
I have.
Yeah.
In
With the
Cincinnati,
cinnamon.
actually. Yeah. Those kind of spaghetti and they have like 3-way and 5-way, I think, and stuff.
So good. Yeah. Back when I was still a carnivore, I enjoyed the Cincinnati chili just straight, just the meat and the cinnamon. Oh,
yep.
So good. Yeah. You can have the spaghetti if you want. Just keep it on the side for me because I want the chili.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk a little bit more about that event. And this hour, we're going to be doing a couple of special things, including talking about Halloween-themed trivia.
Yep.
So you've got some questions.
Give you a sample question. We have prizes. So if you're listening this morning, you get an advantage when you come to the event.
Very nice, very nice. So we'll have at least one of the trivia questions on the radio here. We'll have all of the questions on the video live stream. So we'll start that here in just a moment. And then also later on this hour, you're going to share a ghost story with us. Give us a preview, a ghost story related to the Morton House, right?
Eerie, yes.
Okay.
Mysterious.
Okay, very good. We'll talk about it. Just you got to stay tuned now. He's keeping us in suspense. It's Chuck Jager. He's the executive director of Morton House Museum. More on that. We'll start the interview right now on the video live stream. Sports here on the radio with Dave Wolf.
Riley.
All right. Why don't we start with a Halloween trivia question, and we'll give people on the video live stream a moment to answer. But give us your first, if you would, Halloween trivia question.
Yeah. So what is the original name for candy corn?
The original name for candy corn. Do you like candy corn?
It's okay. Not my favorite, but I like it. I'll grab some if it's there.
If you have a guess on what the original name, and don't Google it. No Googling allowed, Mike Weibel. I'm looking at you.
Hi, Mike.
If you have a guess for what the original name for candy corn was, please put it in the chat and we'll look at it. But I love candy corn. That is one of my favorite candies. I don't like that they've taken it into these weird directions where they multicolor it something other than what the original.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I do trivia down at the livery once in a while.
Oh.
And I'm not going to have the answer to this, but they had the question is list the colors in order from top to bottom.
Oh.
And that was a little hard to do.
Okay. I think the answer on that is at the very top where it's narrowest. I call that the top.
Yeah.
The pointy apex is white, and then it goes orange, and then it goes yellow.
I'm not sure. You're right.
Do I have to look it up?
We might have somebody.
All right.
Need somebody on the live stream to confirm that.
Okay. Candy.
You could do an image search for that. Right?
Yeah, I'm right. I say that a lot, but yeah, I'm right. Yeah. White.
But that was a hard one for a lot of people.
Well, because they mix the colors up now. Sometimes they put brown in there.
Yeah.
Instead of the yellow on the bottom.
Your childhood image.
You do in your mind. Okay, so I'm thinking the original name of candy corn was probably candy teeth.
Nope.
Okay. What was it?
It was chicken feed.
Chicken feed?
Chicken feed.
That's
the original name for candy corn.
Who named it chicken feed?
I guess the people who made it. I don't know.
All right. I'm going to look this up here real quick. Original name. Oh, my computer's listening to me because I typed in ORI and it came up original name for candy corn.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. The original name for candy corn was chicken feed, invented in the 1880s by George Reniger and marketed by the Golitz Confectionery Company. Just rolls off the tongue like that.
Sure.
Oh, which is now known as Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly.
They made candy corn. No wonder I love candy corn.
There you go.
Because Jelly Bellies are the best.
Yeah.
At the time, corn was primarily used to feed livestock.
There you go.
Very good. 1880s. Do they have any Benton Harbor ties?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
We did have the Berenson Candy Company in Benton Harbor and Candyland. So it had some institutions that people fondly remember having to do with candy.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Oh, what kind of candy did they make?
So Candyland was kind of your typical, I think, dime candy. You'd go in there and, you'd have 5 cents and you'd get a bag full of all kinds of stuff. And then they also had ice cream and a little cafe and stuff. That was right downtown on Main Street and right next to the Liberty Theater. But a lot of people, Candyland.
Oh,
that was one of their favorites.
Okay. I'm pulling up a Google search here. It's, Is there a Greek part of the heritage on this?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a Greek entrepreneur ran Candyland.
Okay.
Don't remember his name, but
yeah, there it is. It's under an article by Elaine Tomopoulos.
Yep.
The Greeks of Berrien County.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back. We're doing weather right now on the radio. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
This afternoon, right around 65. Overnight tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows will be 38 to about 40 degrees. And then for Friday, a mix of the sun and clouds to start the day. We'll see a chance of a few showers in the afternoon and evening with the high temperatures at 67. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:21, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning, I'm Ken Lundberg, and my guest this morning is Chuck Jager. He is the executive director of the Morton House Museum, and he joins us periodically, and we appreciate him for bringing in historical items and a lot of historical information and some fun events that are happening. In fact, their next fun event is going to be on Saturday, October 18th. Tricks, treats, and trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser, $20 per person.
20 a person, yep. Eventbrite, or you can, if you want to make a reservation, give us a call and you can pay at the door. And we have a square reader. We can do card or cash at the door.
And already we have delved into Halloween-related trivia. And the first question was, what was the original name for candy corn? And we got absolutely no guesses on the video live stream. Nobody there likes candy corn, apparently.
Nobody wins a prize.
Nobody won a prize. But what was the original name for candy corn?
It was chicken feed.
Chicken feed, because it was used as chicken feed.
Or corn, anyway.
Corn was, not the
corn
candy. No, don't feed your chickens candy. They probably would appreciate it. But the Morton House Museum, and among the different things that people wonder from time to time is what was our place during the early development of the United States? And you posed a question here in something you sent me yesterday. Was Benton Harbor a stop on the Underground Railroad? Tell me more about what you're thinking there.
Yeah, so this has kind of come up recently. We had a woman at the Benton Harbor City Commission kind of raise this. We had somebody, Marletta Seats, former county commissioner, I think she's with the Housing Commission now. She came in and we were kind of working together to kind of do this. And it's interesting to me because it's one of those questions, how do you know for sure?
Yeah.
And, I'm an old history teacher, and my kids were fascinated always by two things, the Underground Railroad and gangsters. And I always said both of those things, by their very nature, were secretive.
Yeah.
They didn't want people to know. Yeah. So if you were sheltering enslaved people who had run away, you didn't want to have that in the newspaper because there were slave catchers coming north. And so it's kind of difficult to pin down. And this story has been out there for a while, and I always was a little unsure.
Yeah.
And partly it's because we're not directly on the established routes. So like Cassopolis, Vandalia, that's clearly the route. Indiana to there, to Schoolcraft, Battle Creek, Ann Arbor to Canada, Detroit and Canada. But Benton Harbor is like, well, why would they come here? But we recently got some information. So a woman named Dora B. Whitney her grandfather was James Sorter of Sorter School. So that's right on Pipestone, kind of by Crystal Springs Florist.
Okay.
There. And she remembers as a little kid the cabins that sheltered those runaway slaves.
Huh.
And so that's pretty good evidence of you have somebody who was kind of there. And so I'm more of a believer now that I think so. And I don't know about a stop, but at least I think it happened that he was sheltering slaves as they came north.
That's fascinating. So what do you do with that information as the keeper of historical knowledge for Benton Harbor and the area? What do you do with that knowledge? How do you pursue it further?
Yeah, we're definitely going to pursue it if we can find. Again, it's difficult to find documentary evidence of, in a newspaper or some kind of there. I know that Marletta Seats and stuff would, she's intrigued, like, is there evidence of those cabins or anybody buried there or whatever, that kind of thing. But definitely for us, we have a Benton Harbor exhibit. I think it's something now that we'll put in our exhibit, where before we were a little unsure. And now I think it's good enough evidence where we can go, I think this is something that probably did happen.
Do you have any physical evidence, like pictures or writings or anything along those lines?
We really don't. It would be great if James Sorter himself had left a memoir. That would have been better evidence. The Quakers were often involved. If James Sorter was a Quaker, I don't think he was. But having this, she was Dora Whitney was one of the early female lawyers, and so a pretty good source who remembers seeing something.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
So it's an interesting historical question, like, well, how do we know for sure that this happened, and how do we prove it?
Yeah, and there must be people out there. I mean, we're talking about Civil War era history,
right? Just before the Civil War, 1850s.
Yeah, and people are fascinated by what was transforming in our country during that time, what was happening, and so they become historical buffs. Maybe we could entice them to come over and help us with some information research.
Yep, and it's a big tourist thing. The Underground Railroad, lots of people search out Underground Railroad sites. So if we had a historical marker right near Sorter School,
that's interesting.
Okay, that would be a great thing.
Okay, all right. What other things are surprising us? The Benton Harbor Ship Canal and the dedication of the Canal Commons happened last week.
Yeah, so we had a little table there. The Morton House Museum had a little table with some historical photos, and it's a great thing. So this was the Canal Commons. It's a beautiful little park right by Emma Jean Hull Flats.
Yeah, public park.
And right on the canal. And it's, the Benton Harbor Ship Canal is really what created Benton Harbor. Benton Harbor downtown is about a mile away. And with that canal, they turned it into a lake port. So they could kind of bypass St. Joe.
Yeah.
There's always been this rivalry. We could talk about that too, with this potential merger. But it's really a fascinating history, and the town really grows up around and because of the canal. So it's great to see a park that's right there, and you can overlook the original width that's about 100 feet wide there. And that 100 feet wide used to go all the way into downtown Benton Harbor.
Wow.
The parking lot near Ghostlight Theater and Water Street Glassworks, that used to be the turning basin. So these big, lake-going ships were right in that canal.
So what did it look like before the canal was trenched?
Yeah, there was really just swamp, a marsh from the St. Joe River into what is kind of downtown. If you think about like Pipestone and Main Street, that was kind of the start of the town. And west of there to the river was really just marsh and swamp. And Main Street really gets built with dirt that they used to dig the canal. They put it next to it and built Main Street.
And then what I found fascinating was, because they used all the spoils from digging that canal for building up Benton Harbor, the spoils were no longer available to fill in what they needed to fill in. So what did they use? Trash.
Trash. Oh yeah, that was for the turning basin.
Right.
They dumped a bunch of trash in there. Yep. Yep. So,
You gotta love that.
yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Especially if you're a kid and you want to dig stuff up on,
Yeah. Someday that's going to be a great archaeological site. That parking lot.
That's fascinating. And so the Canal Commons with the dedication, and that is a public park. We've heard from organizers of that. People have talked about making it an event space, a place to have lunch, a place to go fishing. They're going to build a little fishing area there.
Yeah.
And so, again, and knowing that it was 100 feet wide at some point, all the way back to that turning basin, that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of years ago, we did a canal tour and did a walking tour and walked the canal and kind of tried to show people where the canal was and how wide it was. It was a great trip.
Interesting part of our history. We're talking with Chuck Jager. He is the executive director of the Morton House Museum, and we've got more to talk about as far as Benton Harbor history goes and some of the events that are coming up for Morton House Museum, including on October 18th, a Saturday. They've got the Tricks, Treats, and Trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser. That's going to be at the Morton House Museum, 6 to 8 p.m., and they're going to have award-winning chili available, 5 different types at least, and then a lot of sweets and Halloween-themed mocktails. Ooh.
Mocktails, yeah.
What do you got there?
Yeah, Kate and Joe Ulrey are great with always coming up really, really creative and tasty mocktails. So
that sounds really.
Yep.
If you don't know what a mocktail is, maybe you should. No, a mocktail is one. It's a cocktail without alcohol,
right,
and they're good.
Yep.
Yeah,
they're
and they're very good.
Yeah.
Okay, 7:31. It's the WSJM Morning Show. More with this interview coming up on the video live stream. We've got the Bloomberg Financial Minute coming up in just a moment.
So you want?
I like mocktails. They're good.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Like hard liquor. I'm not big on the taste of hard liquor.
No.
I'd rather have it like a margarita with no alcohol. To me, is better.
Yeah. There's a non-alcohol liquor, if you will, a non-alcohol spirit that is called Seedlip, and they recently, within the last year or two, introduced a non-alcoholic tequila. And it makes amazing margaritas.
Okay.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And I think typically when you do a non-alcoholic thing, you can do one of two things. You can either, the whole process never touches alcohol. It just mimics. Or you can have something that began with alcohol and then it's de-alcoholized.
Takes it out.
Yeah, take it out. And I don't know if they do an additional distilling or whatever, but so fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. So anyway, so you're going to have Halloween-themed mocktails at the Tricks, Treats, and Trivia, and then also more Halloween trivia. Let's do some more right now.
So, what is the origin of bobbing for apples?
Ooh, the origin.
Why did they start doing bobbing for apples?
My thinking is it had something to do with the Salem witch trials and drowning witches.
Unfortunately, no.
That
sounds like a good one, I think. So, but no.
All right. Let me give it another guess. And if anyone has a guess on the video live stream, please feel free. Hi, Bernice. It's good to see you too. Let's see.
Bernice Mason.
Yeah, Bernice Mason.
Hey, Bernice Mason. I know Bernice.
She's great.
Yeah, she is.
A lot of volunteerism.
Yeah,
in that spirit.
all over. It's amazing how much she does.
Yeah, that's good. So thank you, Bernice. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, so bobbing.
Here's your hint. Think about there's a number of different apples, and originally you would want to go for a certain apple.
Oh, really? Okay. Now I'm totally clueless. I have no idea. Let's see. Bobbing for apples. Nope. Give it to us.
Yeah. So it was kind of a matchmaking thing that each apple would be a certain person.
Like a dating thing?
Like a dating thing. And then you would go for that apple. And if you could get that apple, that meant the two of you were kind of like fated to be together.
Oh, it's kind of like my drowning the witches thing.
No,
it's not. That's fascinating. So it was a mixer. Huh.
It was, yeah. Yep.
Have you ever bobbed for apples?
I did. And
did you?
It was hard. When a kid, that was a thing back in the 70s, 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
It was definitely a thing at the parties I went to. And so I remember doing it and having mixed success, I think.
I've only seen it in movies and I don't know how it's physically possible. The buoyancy of the apple, the water, no, it doesn't seem like it would work.
Yeah, you have to have a big jaw, I think. That helps. And
Just wrench
I think
it on.
you can kind of get it against the side of the tub was a technique.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
to kind of think, but
It's like reverse waterboarding.
maybe.
How many trivia questions do we have? I don't want to blow through all of them, but I love trivia.
Yeah, I can do another Benton Harbor one. I don't have any more of
no
the
more Halloween?
Halloween ones
Okay.
because we need to save those for the
Oh, that's right,
thing.
for the
So I
trivia
was
night.
doing
This is
couple
just a
of
tease.
teasers,
I was
so
getting greedy. I'm
I
sorry.
could do a Benton Harbor one if you
Oh
wanted.
yeah, let's do a Benton Harbor one.
You want to do that now?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
let's do one right now, and then you can think about it and see if you have another one for later.
So can you name the 3 NBA players who are from Benton Harbor?
Oh, Gondrazik? Did I make it? No.
I don't. Are you talking about the girls?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm thinking men NBA.
Oh,
there. I
NBA,
guess
not
she-
WNBA.
I didn't think about it.
I was
So
wanting to be
4 then, if
inclusive.
you want to, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to,
And then after that, I don't know.
yeah.
I can't. I know people on the video live stream can, but I'm not good with sports names.
Let me go ahead. Or you
Yeah,
wanna-
go ahead.
Yeah. So Chet Walker back
Okay.
in the early 60s
Yeah.
played for the Bulls.
Okay.
And then Wilson Chandler, who's back in town.
Okay.
And then I apologize, I don't remember his actual first name, but he was known as Pig Miller.
Oh. Okay.
So that was his nickname. But,
very nice.
yeah. So it's pretty amazing. 3 NBA players. from
3
Benton
NBA
Harbor.
players.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got the Bloomberg Report on the radio right now, and we'll be back to talk more with Chuck Jager in just a few moments. We've got to get to some news as well. We have the latest world and national news from ABC. Our local news preview is coming up, plus weather and sports from Dave Wolf. It's all coming up next right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Chips. The company says consumers won't likely notice any difference in appearance or taste. Pepsi didn't say whether the changes will lead to higher prices. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show, 7:36 on your Thursday, October 9th. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Thanks for joining us. We've got a temperature outside in Benton Harbor right now of 42 degrees under clear skies, 45 in St. Joseph, 42 in South Haven. It's now down to 38 degrees in Buchanan and in Dowagiac and in Niles. It got a little bit chilly.
It is.
Yeah.
Welcome to fall.
Yeah, and a good fall thing, something that can warm you up, is a chili dinner. And there's just so happens there's a chili dinner fundraiser coming up on Saturday, October 18th. Tricks, Treats, and Trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser at the Morton House Museum, 501 Territorial. It's going to be Saturday, October 18, 6 to 8 p.m., $20 per person. They'll have award-winning chilies, plus all the fixins, Halloween-themed desserts and sides, Halloween-themed mocktails, and Halloween trivia, which we had more another piece of trivia here a moment ago.
Yeah.
Where bobbing for, or the original intent of bobbing for apples, is that
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's just to see if you can grab an apple with your teeth.
It's to get a treat, but yeah.
But back then it started as a mixer.
Yeah. So yeah, you would try to get a certain apple, which would represent a certain boy or girl that you were interested in. So you would go after a certain one.
So as if it's not hard enough to grab an apple, you have to grab a very specific
You have to go
apple
for a certain one.
based on the apple of your eye.
Wow, nice.
Huh?
Ken.
I mean, it might be related, right?
That's right.
Better than the witch drowning piece.
Yeah.
All right,
much
fine.
better.
Okay. We've got more to talk about. The weather forecast today, I should probably mention that. Anyway, so by the way, before I forget, the chili dinner fundraiser, Tricks, Treats, and Trivia at the Morton House Museum is Saturday, October 18th. Where does the money go that you raise for that?
Yeah, it goes to support our mission to be the home of Benton Harbor history. And let me tell you that we sold out last year. We only have a capacity of 36.
Okay.
So get your tickets soon.
Get your tickets soon. And they can do their tickets by going to...
Yeah, so our Facebook page, and there's an Eventbrite link, or you can go right to Eventbrite, search for Morton House Museum, or you can give us a call, 269-313-2106, and just make a reservation. You can pay at the door.
Do you wear a
Cash or
costume?
Card. We're not encouraging costumes here.
Okay.
If you like, feel free.
Yeah, if you want to, feel free.
It's not a costume party, but
Okay.
if you want. So
Good enough. All right.
Yeah.
Forecast for today. As soon as the sun comes up, it's going to be a mostly sunny day, a high around 65 degrees in the warmest spots of southwest Michigan, probably closer to 62, 63 around St. Joseph and Benton Harbor. Tonight's forecast mostly clear, patchy frost possible again overnight, a low of 38 with southeast winds. And then Friday's forecast, partly sunny, a 20% chance of showers late, and a high around 67 degrees. Extended forecast, let's look at Saturday and Sunday. Partly sunny on Saturday. We now have a slight chance of rain on Saturday. The high is going to be around 65 degrees, the low at 48. Sunday is going to be mostly sunny with a high around 68 degrees. And we're going to keep those kinds of conditions, mostly sunny skies, into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday as well. 7:39, the WSJM Morning Show continues.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Jubilation in both Israel and Gaza. That's the sound in Khan Yunis in Gaza as Israel and Hamas agreed to a pause in their 2-year war. Hamas agreeing to release the remaining hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli detention. That is phase 1 of the peace proposal put forth by President Trump. Los Angeles officials announcing the arrest of a man in connection with starting the Palisades fire. California Governor Gavin Newsom.
This suspect is ultimately held accountable. That at least, I think, calms the fear and anxiety that some people felt around what and who was responsible and how this actually occurred.
President Trump's deployment of troops to Illinois at the center of a court hearing today over Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's request to block them from coming. Federal government shutdown grinding into day 9. No public negotiations underway. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show. Some of the local news that we have coming up from the WSJM Newsroom. Several emergency agencies from around the area responded to a serious house fire yesterday afternoon in the 500 block of Archer Avenue in St. Joseph. The home there, a total loss, and fortunately, no injuries reported. We'll give you more detail about that. Also, coming up just after 8 o'clock, a Bangor Township man is in custody following a joint investigation with police in Defiance, Ohio. Van Buren County Sheriff says the 38-year-old suspect used social media to share explicit messages with someone he believed to be a 12-year-old boy. That suspect is now in custody awaiting extradition to Ohio. And Corewell Health is touting the options available for skin cancer treatment at its healthcare center in St. Joseph after the recent acquisition of some new equipment. We'll tell you a little bit more about that and the benefits. It's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Also on the Morning Show, we are continuing this hour with our interview with Chuck Jager. He is the executive director of Morton House Museum. They've got some events coming up. In fact, next Saturday, October 18th, they've got tricks, treats, and chili. I'm not going to rename your event. Chuck, what is it again?
Yeah, tricks,
treats, and trivia. That's right. I forgot trivia. Okay.
Yep. So Halloween-themed trivia will be fun.
Yeah. And chili. 5 different types of chili at least.
Different types of chili. Yep.
Tricks, treats, and trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser, $20 per person. They sold out last year, 36 seats. You want to get in on it. It goes from 6 to 8 p.m. on Saturday, October 18. And for more information, you can check out their Facebook page for how to buy tickets, but buy your tickets soon before it runs out. And it's for a good cause. We'll continue that conversation, and we'll talk a little bit about the potential, the discussions that happened at one point in our area history where St. Joseph and Benton Harbor were thinking about merging into one municipality.
That's right.
That would have been interesting. So
almost happened. Came really close.
Really close. Okay.
Really close.
So we'll talk about that. We'll start that on the video live stream right now here on WSJM. Right now we've got sports. That's coming up in just a moment. But first we have the look at state news.
The Michigan.
So talking about the merger between, or the potential for a merger between St. Joseph and Benton Harbor, what time frame are we looking at here?
Yeah, the merger was going to happen in 1891.
Okay.
But so St. Joe gets started kind of early 1830s. Benton Harbor is like 1860s when it gets to become a village. And today there's kind of a racial difference.
Yeah.
Back then they're both almost all white.
Okay.
But they just did not like each other.
Really?
We have.
Do you know why?
Partly a rivalry kind of thing, competition, but also it's just kind of two towns right next to each other. we have stories of people going out ice skating and the Benton Harbor skaters encountering the St. Joe skaters and a fight breaking out and people taking off their ice skates and using them as weapons.
Wow. They weren't fooling around.
No. Baseball games had to be canceled because there was too much bitter feeling between the two towns.
Wow.
They just didn't like each other.
That's tough.
And you maybe know that Benton Harbor, one of the original nicknames was Bungtown.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So that's
Bungtown?
Bungtown.
Oh,
so
why?
it's a put down.
Oh.
Partly a bung is the cork stopper in a barrel.
Yep.
And those were made in Benton Harbor.
Oh.
But also it's just a derogatory name that St. Joe liked to call Benton Harbor.
Where did they make bungs in Benton Harbor?
On the canal, actually. All kinds of lumber products, baskets kind of thing, barrels.
Did they have
for the
cork
fruit
there?
industry. Pardon?
Where did they get the cork?
I think it's. I don't think it's.
Oh, they
cork.
made
I
wooden
think it's
bungs.
a wooden
Okay.
stopper.
Okay.
In the barrel.
Oh, okay. So
is
the
my
wooden stopper,
guess.
and they just smash it
Yeah.
in with a hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
But they were making them here, and so,
Bungtown.
Bungtown.
It was known
So-
as the Bungtown Canal.
Note to self: do not call people. Do not call Benton Harbor Bungtown.
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't
Bad.
like that. So,
Bad.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So.
So there was a rivalry there. So we're looking at 1891 when they were talking seriously about consolidate. How did the Middle East peace talks begin?
Yeah. So both
Did you catch
villages-
that Middle East peace
Nice,
talks?
yeah,
Okay. Anyway,
thanks.
sorry.
Both villages were looking to become cities and to get a city charter.
Okay.
And so they were going to Lansing. Lansing had to grant that. And then I think people decided, well, if both cities are going to get this, why not just make one city?
Okay.
And one of the big problems was we talked a little bit about that swamp or marsh
Right.
from the river to about downtown Benton Harbor. And people said it would be a town with two ends and no middle. And so, for instance, like, where do you put the post office? Logically, you put in the middle. Well, that's just a swamp or marsh. You can't do that. So
there's
is the
no
post
downtown.
office in the
Okay.
Benton Harbor part, or is it in the St. Joe part?
Gotcha.
So that
Okay.
was part of the difficult. But it looked like it was happening. I saw newspaper headlines like, this is a done deal. It's going to happen. And it was really fun because lots of people were coming up with possible names. I think the two leading contenders were Miami and Garfield.
Oh.
Garfield had just been assassinated a few years before
Okay.
that. So Miami, Michigan, Garfield,
Yeah.
Michigan. Sounds
Yeah.
good. But a couple others were St. Joe Harbor.
Okay.
So kind of blending the two
Oh,
together.
I like that. That has a nice ring to it.
East Chicago was a proposal.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know
Okay.
either. But
East
and then-
Chicago.
and then my favorite was Skookum Chuck.
Skookum Chuck.
Skookum Chuck.
That sounds Native American.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Skookum Chuck.
Yeah.
I wonder what that means.
Yeah. But the best one, I don't know if you want to
All
try
right.
the best one.
I do want to try this one. So Chuck handed me the one of the names for the potential Twin Cities almost becoming a single town, and in fact the headline here says "Plan ruined by names like," and it's, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 22 letter word. It's a 22 letter word.
Our signs wouldn't have been big enough.
And if there were 26 letters, I would suggest that they probably were trying to get every letter of the alphabet in, but they stopped at 22. But it begins with a Z, and so I'm gonna say it's Zale Diskofkensenishki.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can see it on the video live, let's see, it's that bottom word there. I don't know if it comes through at all. Anyway, so how would you say it, Chuck?
I would try Zala Diskov Akizanishi.
Oh, okay. That sounds better than what I said.
I practiced this morning.
Where does that name come from?
I have no idea. I think it's kind of a made up thing.
Maybe it's a bunch of different names merged together.
Yeah.
It's like you want to merge this town, you own it, and here's the name.
But why did the merger not happen?
Yeah.
It really came down to the name.
Okay.
I think the original agreement was that there would be a different common name for this new one. And apparently the people in St. Joe said, no, we need to stick with St. Joseph as the new name for the new town.
Wow.
And the Benton Harbor folks like, we don't want to do that. And that was partly how it fell apart. So
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
How do you think it would be different if we had one town?
Well, we've been talking about that a lot. We had a couple of really good programs this summer on urban renewal, and Larry Nielsen, a former politician, talking about the issues of Benton Harbor with, white people moving out and factories moving out and businesses moving out. And I think if it's one town, that one town has resources to really kind of combat those problems, where Benton Harbor on its own didn't have those resources.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been a much better situation if it had been one town where they could work together to kind of combat those problems that lots of cities faced around the country, but there were, a wider variety of parts of town to help combat those problems.
Yeah, I mean, and you do think about what's transpired since then, and when there was a push to close schools in Benton Harbor, there were
Think
a lot
about if St. Joe and Benton Harbor were one school system.
It would be you would think on paper it's a benefit, but as far as identity, where you grew up, what you have a passion to keep that alive. But at the same time, you think about finite resources. Would it have made a better thing if we had just taken the medicine then and gone forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about how history could have been different.
And you look at the population of the two places now, and collectively, it probably equals what one of them was at the peak of its population, at least St. Joseph.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But more political clout and economic impact if you're one town rather than two.
Huh. Should we bring up the discussion again?
Pardon?
Should we bring up the discussion again?
Well,
we could start a movement.
We could. I don't know.
Wait a sec. I think the pitchforks and the torches are gathering outside.
I don't sense a wellspring of support for this.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So they almost merged, and then that was put to bed.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And interestingly, like a year or two later, they were thinking about moving the county seat from Berrien Springs to St. Joe.
Yeah.
And Benton Harbor voted overwhelmingly to support St. Joe as the new county seat.
Okay.
So
Keep
even
it
though
close.
they didn't merge, they definitely worked together to make that move.
Very nice. That's good news. All right. We'll be right back. We've got the Moody on the Market update. It's next on WSJM.
40 degrees. And then for Friday, a mix of the sun and clouds to start the day. We'll see a chance of a few showers in the afternoon and evening with the high temperatures at 67. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
See, I have a very supportive group on the video live stream. Bernice said, because we were talking about the potential name for a merged city back in the 1890s, right? 1890s, 1891, when Benton Harbor and St. Joseph were in talks to consolidate and maybe become one entity. Yeah, that actually happened, and it almost happened, but in part and maybe in large part because of the names, the dispute over what they would call that future merged city, it all fell apart. And we've stayed separate ever since.
Yeah.
But in trying to pronounce one of the names, I totally butchered it. Say it again. What is the name of the town?
Zale-Tiscafa Kizanishi.
22 letters long. And that is probably why it failed. But Bernice said, a very long name. Nice try, Ken. So thank you.
It was a good effort. We put you on the spot with no
no prep,
no advance warning.
That's okay. We're talking with Chuck Jager, and he's the executive director of the Morton House Museum, and we're talking about things of Benton Harbor history, and we'll continue that in just a moment. Let me introduce that this is part of our Moody on the Market segment this hour, which is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. Let's do another plug for your event that's coming up on Saturday, October 18th. It's an event that sells out, but tickets are still available. What is it?
Yeah, tricks, treats, and trivia, a chili dinner fundraiser. So wonderful, a wide variety of chilies, amazing Halloween-themed desserts, Halloween mocktails, and some a little fun trivia contest with some fun prizes for you too. So
yeah, they'll even
some of you have a head start already.
Who's bringing the Fritos for the
I
chili
am
topping?
The Fritos.
You are.
Yeah, since I'm not a good cook, they like you bring the sour cream, you bring the Fritos, you bring the the green onions.
Nice.
that kind of thing.
So that's again happening Saturday, October 18th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Morton House Museum, 501 Territorial. It's $20 per person, and tricks, treats, and trivia, and a chili dinner. And to get tickets, go to your Facebook page and find the links there.
Yep. Or you can go to mortonhousemuseum.org.
Okay.
Give us a call, 269-313-2106, and make a reservation and avoid the Eventbrite fees if you like.
Very nice. Yeah. Those darn fees. Okay, let's in our last few minutes here, let's get a ghost story. Since it's October, the Halloween month, let's get a ghost story from the Morton House.
Yeah. So the Morton House used to have caretakers. We had a little apartment in the back of the house, now my office.
Okay.
And had people stay there to kind of keep an eye on the house.
Connected to the house?
It's connected to the house.
Okay.
Yep. It's part of the house.
Okay.
And we had a caretaker, and she was going down into the basement, dark, spooky, cobwebby basement. There's a handrail there, and she kind of tripped a little bit toward the end, and reached out beyond where the rail was.
Yeah.
And she felt a rail there where a rail was not. And at the same time, she felt a hand pushing her on the chest, holding her up.
That is spooky. I just got shivers.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So that was her experience, where she would have fallen down the last couple of steps there.
Wow.
But something apparently held her up.
Ooh, when did that happen?
So this probably would have been the 80s.
Okay.
So
1980s.
1980s.
Who do we think it was?
I don't know.
Come on, you've told me before that there are
Yeah.
nice apparitions that hang around there.
There are. Yeah, they seem to be friendly, and but so yeah, mainly maybe Stanley, who ran the steamship line. He would have been the
very
best
nice.
candidates.
That's incredible.
Stanley
I
Morton.
thought you were going to say where I thought you were going, because I watched too many scary movies. I thought she reached out to the railing and it turned into a snake. No? Okay, fine. All right. Well, that's a good story. That's a good ghost story. All right. So you have more. There's tricks, trivia, and chili coming up. Did I say that right? I didn't say that right. Let me try it one more time.
We love alliteration at the
Tricks,
Morton House.
treats, and trivia. A chili dinner fundraiser Saturday, October 18th, 6 to 8 p.m. Maybe they can see where the railing wasn't.
Good.
Well,
It's not on our normal tour. We're thinking about having a behind the scenes tour where you get to go in the basement,
I like
you get
that.
to go in the attic, you get to open all the closets.
Because there's an unexplained room down there, isn't there?
There's
Like a
all
semicircle
kinds
kind of thing?
Yeah, the circle is weird. Yeah, we don't know why. There's a circular wall down there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. More coming up. It's the WSJM Morning Show. That's our Moody on the Market update this hour. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. Back in a moment.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from
I don't want to scare people, but that's kind of that's interesting.
Yeah, that one's a freaky one.
Yeah.
Where
How did she? So I mean, what did she do after that? The caretaker. It was a woman, right?
It was a woman.
Okay.
Yep, it was a couple.
Okay.
And
Who?
this was the woman of the couple that lived there.
Yeah. How did that story get passed on?
She shared it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a board member who's kind of the ghost person.
Okay.
She when we have ghost tours in, we've had those groups come in and do all their gadgets and things like that. And I always find, different things, orbs and
really,
sometimes voices and things like that. And
okay.
So she takes care of that. So she's kind of a collector of the stories. So
I love that. That's fun.
So last night I'm like, Ken's gonna want a ghost story.
You
What do
were
you got?
exactly
What do you
right.
got?
You were exactly. Quickly, walnuts at Morton House. What do we know about walnuts?
Yeah. So we have 2, 3, 4 walnut trees in the front yard there. And this year it's a deluge of walnuts.
Oh,
they're
really?
wonderful trees, but they just have dumped. So if anybody wants walnuts,
Okay.
come over to the Morton House and pick up as many as you want. I mean,
No
there's
kidding.
all kinds of recipes out there that you can do and stuff.
Okay.
My understanding is it's there's something called a mast year, that the trees fool the squirrels.
Oh.
So some years there's not very many nuts. And so the squirrels, then there's less squirrels. And then there's one year you just dump a whole bunch of them. The squirrels can't collect them. And then you reproduce and you get more walnut trees.
That is so tricky. Nature is so smart.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And this is one of those years. It's just been I was there yesterday, and I could hear them thumping on the roof.
Do you have
as
to ask
they're falling.
permission when you go on the
No,
grounds to
you
get the?
just come and
just
collect.
come and get
Bring
them?
a bushel basket and come collect walnuts.
Because
We would love
otherwise Chuck has to pick them up.
that is absolutely right.
All right, we'll be right
Yeah.
back. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
West Family Marketing and Media. Proudly serving our community. The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
That was another fast hour. Thank you for bringing in the information.
Loved it. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Enjoy it. So lots of good history out there.
We will bring you
Fun
back.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll bring you back, Chuck Jager, Executive Director, Morton House Museum. We'll bring you back for the holiday season, okay?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. So a lot happening at the Morton House Museum. Your website once more?
Yeah. MortonHouseMuseum.org.
Okay. And Tricks, Treats, and Trivia Chili Dinner Fundraiser is coming up on Saturday, October 18th, 6 to 8 p.m., $20 a person. Get your tickets now because they do sell out, and they have a lot of award-winning chilies in 5 different types, including vegetarian. So we appreciate that. All right. It's 8 o'clock. We've got the latest world and national news. Our local news is next.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.